to Cooking Live with Erinetta Child. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to be making a new cookie. It is the cinnamon apple cookie pictured right here that I took off of the Tastefully Simple website. We're going to be using Nana's apple cake mixture, and we're going to be using a few ingredients to pat it out to make it into a cookie. We have 2 sticks of butter, that's 1 cup. We've got a bit of chocolate because we're going to dress it up for the holidays. And we're going to have a tad of oatmeal that we're going to add. Now, Tastefully Simple is a delightful food company that sells pantry products for your delight. That's right. And this holiday, we're going to be so delighted with the vast array of cookies that we're going to be making, because Tastefully Simple has a beautiful holiday baking kit where you can make all of these delightful cookies right here. They've got all sorts, and we're testing them out right now. Now, keep in mind, I've never made these cookies before in my life, so you're going to be seeing this as a first time, just as you would be making it for your first time, and you will see how easy it is. That's right. So let's just jump right into it. In order to get your Tastefully Simple supplies, you can message Erin Wallace here on Facebook, or you can go to www.tastefullysimple.com and order through the website. Just be sure to order under your consultant, Erin Wallace. That's right, and make her a very happy girl. All right, now, hip hop, here we go, into the cookie time. So I'm going to make a little space here. We're not going to be needing those oats very, very fast here. Now, my butter, it's supposed to be room temperature butter. Now, let me give you a little hint. I am not very patient, and so when I take these out of the refrigerator, I'm not waiting an hour for my butter to get soft. No, what I do to make it go faster is I put the sticks of butter in the microwave. Now, mind you, I'm not going to put it on for very long, 10 seconds at the most. Flip it over, and 5 seconds on the other side, and you have a delightfully soft butter that you don't even have to wait for, not even a whole minute. So what we're going to be doing first is we're going to be opening our Nana's apple cake, which is a favorite dessert anyways from Tastefully Simple. Now, this is an absolutely decadent dessert, but we're going to be making it into a cookie rather than the apple cake. And this is what the apple cake looks like. Isn't that beautiful? And it's got the creamy caramel sauce on top, all by Tastefully Simple, which you know are delightfully good ingredients because it's a clean label company, so you don't have to worry about any artificial colors or sugars or hydrogenated fats going into your body. No, you don't. Now we're going to pour this mixture into the bowl. There we have it. And the next thing we're going to add is our butter. That's right. And I don't like to get my hands crazy to begin with, so I'm going to just shake it out into the bowl like so. There we go. How do you like my new sweater? I got it because it looked festive. It's a bit tight on me, so I'm just going to use it for the show and not to relax in at home, because it's not a relaxing sweater at all. But it does have a zip and a little bit of fun, festive quality. There we are. Cinnamon apple cookies with chocolate stripes. I'm very excited about this. Now, the very next thing we're going to add, is 1 egg. My goodness, I only had a couple of extras to add to this, and I forgot all about the egg. Here it is, 1 egg. And I'm going to throw that right into the mixture like so. We're going to save that later for the chickens. Not the chickens, rather. The chickens, it's bad if your chickens start eating the eggshells, because then they start to want their own eggs as well. And I'm going to take it here and I'm going to chop it into the mixture like so with my spatula. That's right. There we are, my goodness. And so what I'm going for here with this mixture is a nice pea-size quality to the mixture once I get it all done. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it first with my spatula and then afterwards with my hands to really get it worked through the way that I would like it to be. Now we're doing the butter first because it matters what order you do things in. We're going to add the oatmeal after the fact, okay? That is what we're going to do. My goodness, my butter yesterday for my decadent cookies that I baked was much better than today. Today it's a tad harder, and so it's a little bit harder for me to be mixing it. No worries, I can handle it because I'm going to work it through with my hands after all. So I have larger size pieces at this moment in time, and now I'm going to work it through with my hand. I'll just work it through with one after all. It gets a little messy here, but we do so love it, and we know because we started off in preschool and as little babies using Play-Doh in the classroom and at home. Now you remember back in the days, you used to be able to eat that Play-Doh because it was just salt and flour after all. Nowadays, there's chemicals in it. But there are no chemicals in our Tastefully Simple products, which are clean label, beautiful, tasty, decadent products. There we are. Now this is a little more creamy than yesterday's cookie because yesterday we only had half a cup of butter instead of a whole one. My goodness, look at this. It's becoming very nicely blended. There's a little bit down at the bottom that we still need to get blended in. This is a very sugary cookie here. That's right, and that's because it's coming from Nana's apple cake. So there's a tad bit more sugar than the last cookie that we did for the absolutely almond pound cake style pound cake cookie that we did yesterday. There we are. What cookies are you going to be baking this year for your holiday? What do you do? Do you do a sugar cookie and do cutouts? Or do you do oatmeal cookies? Or what do you do? Everybody has their own traditions, and it is so interesting to see what you do. My goodness, it's all stuck to my fingers. There we are. And I'm just going to clean my hands off with the spatula here. There we are. Just like so. Now you want to make sure that when you're doing a project like this, that you wash your hands ahead of time. Because if you do not do that, then you will be in trouble, and so will your guests. That's not very nice. Cookies on the sly with a bit of germs to add to it. There we are. Get myself a paper towel here. Now, there we have it. My goodness, that's a lot of cookie on my hand. That's at least one whole cookie. I should just lick it right on off. There we go. Another paper towel for me. There we have it. And ooh, it's like taking a sugar bath. That's right. I don't have to go to the spa. I just bake cookies with a lot of sugar in them. There we have it. And so now we're going to add the beautiful whole oats here. And this is the quick ones. And we're going to do 1 cup of the oats. My goodness, there we are. This is very nice. Now oats last a long time in my house because I'm the only one who likes to eat the oatmeal. There we are. 1 1/3 cup of oats just went into here. And now I'm going to stir it with my spatula. You look how easy that is. Now when you're baking cookies with just regular ingredients, you have to have a whole array of things out on your counter. It makes a large mess, and it just is a lot of rigmarole. Now when you're cooking, as you can see with Tastefully Simple products, you have a couple of ingredients that you're adding to the main boxed good here, and you'll see that it comes out beautifully in the end to make a decadent holiday special. That's right. My goodness, it's getting thicker and thicker as we speak. Maybe I'll use my wooden spoon because this one is a bit bendy for what I'm trying to do. Here we go. I keep these on the side just for this very reason. My goodness, there we have it. And I'm just going to grind this on through, as you can see, into my bowl right here. Oh my goodness. So, what is your favorite cookie? Please let me know, and maybe I can work it into my next show. We have a blackberry crumble box mix next that I'm going to be transforming into a beautiful cookie tomorrow. That's right. It's Tastefully Simple's blackberry crumble. Oh, I cannot wait to do those cookies. There we go. Now every time I'm making food, as you can tell, I have to be swallowing a lot because I start to salivate when I look at what I'm making. There we go. And so we've worked all this mixture together into one large ball. There we have it. And now we're going to take a spoon. Now this is more of a drop cookie than what we did yesterday. I'm looking for my spoon here and I can't find it. Let's take a look-see over here. Oh, there it is. Very good. Okay, and I use this teaspoon, TEA, so that all the cookies can be about the same size. I'm going to take that and I'm going to drop it out onto the platter. I have a nice parchment paper here on top of my pan, and I've heated my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. There we are. And we're just putting those down. We're not forming them into balls. They're simply drop cookies. Now, back in the day when they taught home economics class in high school, in my high school, it was taught by Mrs. D. Dominicus, who was very good at making cookies and doing everything homey. We learned how to sew, we learned how to cook, and we learned how to do some laundry. Thank you, Mrs. D. Dominicus. And as you know, when I first started cooking, I was rather terrible at it. And she was teaching us how to make a drop cookie. Now, my cookies came out flat, and I'll tell you why. Instead of listening to the teacher like I should have, I listened to my own self, and I was joking around and having fun. And I formed those cookies into balls. Now, wouldn't you know that when you use a mixture that's supposed to be a drop cookie and you form it into a ball, it doesn't come out correctly. So here we have it. This is the cinnamon oat apple cake cookie, and let's put it in the oven now, shall we? Now, this only takes about 10 minutes to cook, so I'm going to set my timer. It says 10 to 12 in the recipe, but I always set my timer for the lowest time, just in case. There we have it. And isn't that nice? I'm going to use my towel here, the Eggs towel, Eggs Benedict. No, I'm only kidding. All right, so while we're waiting for the cookies to cook, this is what I have for chocolate. I'm just going to put it here in this little canning jar. Now, I've broken the chocolate into pieces. It started off with these Ghirardelli chocolate squares. That's right. And I've broken them into squares. Or into pieces, rather. And there's about 3 of them in this jar. I don't need as much chocolate as I did yesterday because I only need to drizzle the chocolate rather than dip the cookies into it. That's right. And actually, the recipe doesn't even call for the chocolate, so you don't need to do that. But I thought it would be so much fun and make the cookies look that much more fancy. So what I'm going to do, and I tested this out yesterday, it works like a charm. Instead of doing the double boiler method with your chocolate, since you're only using a little bit, we're going to do it in the microwave. So we're going to place our chocolate in the microwave. I'm going to put it in there for, let's say, 20 seconds right now to start off with. And we are going to use our skewer to stir the chocolate. Now, you don't want the chocolate to just sit in the microwave and boil away, because that will ruin it. It will turn it into a mud ball, in fact. So every few seconds, you're going to take it out, look and see how it's already starting to melt. You're going to give it a little stir, and then you're going to put it back into the microwave. Now, I just do this by feel. I don't have to be following a certain amount of time for the chocolate melting. Anybody can figure this out. It's not rocket science, people. Use your wits. My goodness. And this takes a little bit less than a minute, I'd say, based on what we did yesterday, maybe a little bit less. And now it's starting to really get sweaty in there. That's nice. There we have it. Now, Tastefully Simple has this beautiful holiday baking kit where you make all this array of cookies. You get a recipe booklet that comes with it. But Tastefully Simple also has some beautiful foods and meal kits, which are a personal favorite of mine, and all the sort seasonings, which I cook with every day. In fact, let's look and see what I have on my counter. Just on my countertop that I keep all the time because I use it very frequently, I have the Ultimate Steak Seasoning by Tastefully Simple. Now, these shakers are $9.99 each, and they last for a good long time. I use the Ultimate Steak Seasoning on just about everything. I use it on meats. I also use it on vegetables, sauteing. And look at that chocolate. That's beautiful. It is really getting nice and creamy. And I think it's going to take one more little dose in there. And we're actually up to about a minute and 40 seconds now with all the stops. Here's the other thing that I have on my countertop. This is the Fiesta Party Seasoning. Now, I used to make this in dips quite frequently, but now I've strayed from that because my favorite thing to make with the Fiesta Party Seasoning is a beautiful popcorn with this seasoning on top. It's very delightful, very good. Oh my goodness, and the chocolate should be done by now. Let's give it a little stir. There we have it. Nice and creamy. Let's do the drip test, and we really need it to be dripping nicely so that we can have it be a little more creamy than that, just because we want a nice and even drip for it. We can't have it being clumpy or it's not going to do what it's supposed to. So we have 5 minutes left on our timer for our cookies, and then we will pull them out of the oven and see how they are. The other thing that I do so love is Tastefully Simple's Simply Salsa. I use this in guacamoles, I use it with my tacos, and I also use it on vegetables as I'm sauteing. My goodness, this is, let's try this drip test out now. What say you? Oh, I think this could be a bit more. We don't want to overdo it, but it does so need to drip a little more than that. There we go, 20 more seconds, and I believe that we are up to 2 minutes and 20 seconds now. This is a personal favorite of mine. This is the balsamic and basil dipping oil. Now, I use this on salads. I use it to dip my bread into, and I actually cook with this too. I put a little in my frying pan, I scramble my eggs in it, and it's absolutely divine. There we have it. And this should do the trick. Let's see. There we go. Now we can make polka dots. We can make it be a nice line. The trick is getting the right amount on your candy stick. This is going to be the last day for using the dark chocolate on the cookies because for some reason in my package they only had a few of these dark chocolates and they have a lot of the caramel and the other kind. The caramel would have been good. This is the milk chocolate, Ghirardelli. Shall we give this batter a little bit of a taste? I know you're not supposed to with an egg, but I'm old school. My goodness, that's good. The cinnamon, you can really taste the cinnamon in there. Very nice. Let's see. I feel like I'm forgetting something here. No, I'm not. I've got it all down. Now, let me show you one thing that is a special right now at Tastefully Simple and might work in very nicely to your holiday plans. This is called the the Monster Cookie Dough Mix. Here we go. And this is meant not to be turned into a cookie, although you probably could. This is meant to be mixed up and eaten as a cookie dough. So if you're someone like me who likes to snitch at the batter before it's turned into a cookie, then this is for you. What you add to this is peanut butter and a little bit of milk. That's right. So if I were to make this, my daughter could not have it unless I changed the recipe a tiny bit because she is allergic to nuts. Now, yes, it says crunchy peanut butter or other nut butters may be used. So a nice almond butter for her because she's not allergic to almonds. That's right. We can use that. And this is absolutely decadent. Look at that. And they just put it in a canning jar. Imagine that for your guests on a nice holiday evening with a little bit of eggnog. You can have some beautiful cookie dough. Yes, isn't that a treat? My goodness, here we are. Now, if you think that you want to purchase some Tastefully Simple, but you've already purchased many Christmas presents or Hanukkah presents or what have you, and you just don't have the budget for it, think about perhaps hosting a Tastefully Simple party. Now, this is virtual right now because of COVID, and it's very easy to do. Erin Wallace, your consultant, will set you up online, and all of the host credits go towards free food products for you, the host. Isn't that divine? Let me share with you. Oop, we are 1 minute and 30 seconds away from our timer going off. These beautiful, my goodness, chicken wings here. There's sauces galore. The Bayou Bourbon Glaze is absolutely divine. And there's also food kits, which come with their own recipe booklets. It's very similar to the holiday baking kit, where you get the ingredients, but they also give you the recipe kit. Let me see if I have one here. There we are. I do, because I frequently cook out of it. This is the recipe booklet for the keto-friendly meal kit by Tastefully Simple. It comes with a shopping list and a picture of the ingredients because let's just say it, not everybody knows what all the vegetables are that we use, and I learned about a new one just recently. And it comes with 5 recipes. So there you have it. There's very many meal kits that you can choose from depending on your food needs. That's right. Now, what we're going to be doing today with the cookies is we're baking this one batch to sample and see how good they are. But the rest of them, we're going to be putting into the balls, separating out, and we're going to be putting into my plastic bag, because the wonderful thing about Tastefully Simple recipes for our holiday cookies is that we can freeze them, because let's just say it out loud, it's much better to have a fresh cookie than an old one. Whoop, and there's our timer. So what I will do is I'll put the dough in there and we'll freeze it. And then when we're closer to the holiday time, I'll be whipping out my frozen bits. Now, let's see what the oven has in store for us. Let's take a look, shall we? And here we have the front of the oven. Oh my goodness, they have grown in size. But they do not look quite ready yet. The ones in the back will perhaps actually, let's take a look down at down at the bottoms, it's starting to get brown. So I think this might be the kind where we are having to let them sit and cool for a moment. There we are. And these are a relatively thin cookie. Isn't that beautiful? My goodness. And what we're going to do now, what we're going to do now before they have fully, my goodness, so we're just going to topple over here, is we are going to take the chocolate and we're going to drizzle it over the top of these beautiful cookies. Oh my goodness, there we have it. It's almost like drawing with a beautiful marker here, a very tasty marker. Now I have a little boy that's here, and he's just aching to have a try at some of these cookies here. So we're going to give him a little chance here, because what would the holiday season be without children after all? We're going to give him a little chance here to decorate one of these cookies with the chocolate. What say you? Come on in here, little man. Can you say hi to everybody? Oh, they can't see you. There you are. This is Josiah. He lives here in this house. Very nice. Let's turn off the timer. There we are. Now, Josiah, poke your head in here so that you can be seen. Now, what I'm doing is I'm dipping the skewer into the chocolate. I get a good amount in there. I keep it close to the cookie, like so. And then there's no wrong way of doing this. Let's see you do it. I'll change spaces with you. And turn this way. There you go. And you can do that big one there. Yes. Grab some more chocolate up. Don't be shy now. Don't be shy. You get it in there. There we have it. That was a good line. Now once it stops dripping, you just put your skewer right back in there. Grab some more up. You've got to be bold. Like so many things in life, you must be bold with the chocolate. That's right. You give it a little, let me help you with this a little bit. You can get the feel. There we are. There, you give it a little shake. You see how that's done? Very nice. Okay, keep going. My goodness, now I did notice that the Ghirardelli chocolate does have a tendency to dry a little bit slower than the baking chocolate does. But that's okay. If you get tired of waiting, you can always put your cookie sheet into the refrigerator and it will dry a little faster that way. Josiah, that is very good. How artistic of you. That looks beautiful. Very beautiful. Let's cut this big cookie in half because it looks like a hind end right now. There we go.
We could make them into gingerbread guys.
Gingerbread guys, what an idea. See what happens when you include the children. It's so nice. So, to get your holiday baking supplies in time to cook fresh for your family and friends, make sure that you order by December 14th. And after that, you'll have to have rush shipping, which we don't want to do if we can help it. So make sure that you order your supplies from www.tastereallysimple.com and be sure to order under your consultant,
Erin
Wallace. That's right, Erin Wallace. And she will be a very happy girl, and this one will be a very happy boy too. What do you think about this? What do you think? Is it good looking? What do you think, Josiah? Look at this monster cookie dough. Okay, so without further ado, enjoy yourselves, enjoy the holiday season, and to make somebody smile today because it's a good day for joy. Bon appetit, enjoy.